just going to season this with salt and pepper. We're going to give a short demo of how this tenderloin comes out.
We need to cool this very carefully now. As soon as we put it in the cryovac to pull a vacuum on this, we need to make sure that this is well chilled, otherwise we'll boil at room temperature. Okay. And so we need to be very careful to cool this down. There we go. Well, Eric, I think this is chilled enough. So
Absolutely.
Now what I'm going to do is we're going to add a little butter, and I'm going to add a little of this beautiful 16-year-old Lagavulin Scotch.
Sure you don't want to take a shot at it first?
Well, I do. I do, but we'll get to that afterwards. Well, that's going to just bring in that nice smoky flavor, and so what we can do now is roll this bag back. We know we're well chilled. Okay. This unit is going to vacuum seal this steak. Now the beauty of a machine like this is that I can handle liquids, and this will give me a much better seal, remove more air, and really do a beautiful job of this. Ready? Okay, so we're ready to seal it. Turn it on. The first thing that happens is the vacuum pump starts. It's removing all the air from the entire chamber, and once we get to a predetermined point, it will close up the seal bar, and we'll see this compression take place.
There we go. Perfect.
All right.
What do you think?
Okay, beautifully sealed, and at this point we're ready to cook. Okay, we're going to drop this in this 138-degree bath, which should bring it to medium rare. And after we're done with this, right before I plate, we'll put a final sear on it. The other real advantage that I've heard chefs talk about is that they balance out a workload in the kitchen. You know, on the Tuesday and Wednesday when it's not quite as busy, they can start prepping out their sous vide dishes, really balance out the workload throughout the week.
Exactly, because we can take things all the way to 100%. Since the cooling process is part of the method anyway, I can really take things 100%, so I can cook them all the way to finish. Ice them down. And when it's time to bring them up, there could literally be a day later or 2 days later. And that product is going to hold its integrity because it's in an airtight seal. And it's going to taste just as good as if I would have cooked it the day of. And in some cases, it may even taste better depending on what I've used as a seasoning agent or as a marinade. Sometimes wine and sometimes herbs.
You got a beautiful sear on that. Okay. Now, one thing that I've noticed is that many people will look at a piece of meat cooked sous vide, and their initial reaction is that's far too rare. And the reason for that is that they're not accustomed to seeing perfectly done coast to coast. You know, we're really accustomed to seeing sort of a dark gray to a medium gray, and then just have this little core of perfectly medium rare. And with sous vide, you get this beautiful uniform level of doneness, and I don't think I can resist.